This is the Seahawkers podcast. I'm Brandon Schultz, your host today, and I am joined by a few of my good buddies. We've got Mr. Phil down there on the bottom. We've got Clinton Bonner joining us, and we've got Adam Emmert. So here we are. Mr. Phil, I don't know why I didn't throw out your last name. I did it with everybody else, but you get to be the odd man out, I suppose.
I love Mr. Phil. That's just fine.
Well, that is good because you are going to be carrying the show a little bit for us because you had the plan of what we're talking about today. Why don't you let the folks know what we are doing here today?
This is what we're going to do. It's a quick hitter show. We're going to get our three hosts, our ABC 1, 2, 3, our Adam, Brandon, Clinton hosts that we all love, our three lovable bearded fellas, Hawk fan 12s. We want to hear, and I'm speaking for all the 12s that listen, all the Seahawker flockers, we want to hear what qualities you've had time to think for a week or so you want most in our next head coach. So we're going to go 3, 2, 1, hearing from you. This is a quality I got to have. Or I want, and then I kind of need, and then I gotta have, right? And so it's going to kind of go in that order. And instead of going ABC, we're going to jump right in because Clinton's got to go be Mr. Family Dad. We're going to start off with C, B, A, and we're going to hear Clinton. As you select your third most important quality for our next head coach, what is it, Clinton?
Yes, thank you so much. And appreciate getting the chance to go first. It's draft season, so being on the podium with the first selection is kind of cool. I went with specific things, and I love my numbers. So here's the thing for me, guys. I want a coach who really understands how, in the modern NFL, how to approach all four downs. All four downs. I see lots of really modern attempts and ideas at understanding how to set up third down with the philosophy that once you reach a certain part of the field, it is 4-down territory basically every single time. It changes the game, it changes time of possession, and it's a much more aggressive mentality. That is number 3 for me, something I would really want in our next head coach.
Love it. Brandon, as we go around the merry-go-round, letter B falls to you, Brandon. From how to approach all 4 downs, what is your third most important?
Number 3 for me, I would have to say that a thing that I really want is that coach has a plan for our division rivals because these are teams that we have to face continuously. And I never completely got that sense that there was a specific plan set for facing the Rams, facing the 49ers and the Cardinals. I know it doesn't matter, but there may come a time where the Cardinals, you have to game plan for them too.
Starting to. Yeah. I love that. I agree with that completely. Each of these, but I love that one, Brandon. How about you, Adam? Number 3 off your board in our next coach, this quality.
Number 3 is trenches centric. And that's a new word I just made up. And I love it because this game has and always will be decided in the trenches. And some of the new wave coaches feel like they get a little caught up in some of the analytics and all that stuff. I don't care about any of that. I want our team to be tough in the trenches.
Love it. I'm only shocked that was number 3. Other than that, I absolutely am not.
Because if you don't have my top 2, it doesn't even matter what the number 3 is. Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking forward to that.
Teaser, little teaser.
Yes. Something to look forward to. And now we've been looking forward to your second choice, Clinton, this quality that we need to have as we come around from really want to needs now. Clinton.
Yeah, and it's fun. You start to build on each other. So the trenchicity sounds like the Police album that I would probably buy, a double album. So in the playoffs, we've been talking like, hey, these teams that are doing well, they could run the football. And of course, that's the old trenchicity right there. What I want to see, I want to see a coach who understands how to lean back in to 21 personnel. You go to 21 personnel when you put 2 running backs on the field at the same time. And you might want to pair that with a 6th offensive lineman. I want 21 personnel. I want the boldness to say, we're going to line up with larger dudes than you have, with bigger numbers than you have, and you are going to try to stop us, but you're not going to. That is what I want to see. So the re-embrace of the fullback, bring it back. I want that from my coach.
Fullbacks, more offensive tackles, 3 at a time. That's what Mr. Clinton wants. Brandon, actually, that's what he needs. He needs it. Brandon, what do you need? We heard what you really
Clinton
wanted. Now, what do you need?
leaning heavy into the heavies. The one thing I need from a coach, and this kind of builds off of something that I get frustrated with, I need coaches that can make mid and in-game adjustments. And
Here.
it just, you see so many times where, you know, there's the team, you know, when it comes to teams jellying it, and you're like, the coaches need to find a way to stop this and fix this. I need to see it happen during the game. Don't even wait till halftime. I need to see those adjustments being made.
Love it. Adam, we've gone from trench cicity. Are we going to another place for your big need, Adam?
Yeah, number 2 is pedigree. And I do believe coaching trees matter. And I don't care whether the new candidate has created their own pedigree through their own success at a high level in the league. But I definitely would love, I mean, that would be great, but I would love for them to have come from a very successful coaching tree, or at least have big connections with those things, you know, the Andy Reeds, or just think about all of the different types of very successful coaches over a long period of time. Shanahan's, yeah, all that stuff, right? That, because if you don't have the pedigree to know how to implement stuff, then how can you be trench centric? You can't get the trench play up to par because you don't know how to build it. You don't know how to do it because you haven't been around people who have done it consistently throughout the years.
I like it. The pedigree to build trenchicity or be trench centric. Now we come to, we have to have it. So when we hear from you 3 on this round, starting with Clinton, if we don't have this in our coach, the Seahawkers are going to be sad when we hear who our next coach is. So Clinton, it starts with you. We got to have this in our coach.
Gotta have this. I'll harken back to what Brandon just said real quickly about the in-game adjustments. We saw Spags on the Chiefs completely shut down James Cook in the second half. That was in-game adjusting. And how do you get to good in-game adjusting? Fellas, above all else, I did not feel that our team, and this also goes to Brandon's other one, especially against our rivals, I don't think we were prepared very well. Preparedness in general. There was lots of, in our year this year, blown coverages, blown assignments, people just not, hey, the call might be right on, especially defense. The call might be right on defense, but the linebacker didn't pass it to the safety. The safety didn't accept a pass off that they should have taken in that particular scheme that they call it, that particular zone. Just blown things that are like, that's coaching. And on the offensive side, we had dudes running routes a lot of times in the same space. Lockett's in the same exact space, the vicinity as DK. And it's like, what's going on here? So I did not think our preparedness was where it needs to be. And that to me is on the OC-DC level, right? So we're like, okay, the head coach sets this thing up, gets the right pedigree in there, Adam, to borrow your thing, and they are prepared for what they know is going to happen. And the opposite happened this year. We got Pittsburgh and then even Arizona the last week of the season. They got 3 dudes jumping to the left and then crashing down on our running back on numerous plays because they're like, ooh, on this formation, the Seahawks guys are going to just shoot straight up field. They sure did. And ole, 4-yard loss. That's preparedness. So if Gannon could get that out of the Cardinals, well, then heck, our coaches got to get us prepared in 202024.
Preparedness, Clinton. I thought you were going to say beans, bullets, and Band-Aids, but I guess that you're talking about something else.
We got
not
all of
prepper
Clinton's.
Preparedness.
Clinton was prepared.
Okay. Well, it said in general. It said in general. Like, that's general preparedness.
Yep. He wants 4 down smarts. He wants jumbo personnel, 21 and more tackles. He wants that. And then we got to be prepared to utilize those. All right, Brandon, what do we got to have according to you and our head coach?
Yeah, this comes down to the most critical thing, that it's a component of my fandom, and it's something that I've come to learn that it's a need for me as we go into this next era of coaching. and I need someone to maintain the current culture, because I want it to be a team that I want to root for. So yes, it has to be a leader that can build and maintain that type of team, the type of players, just the guys that you want to cheer for week in and week out. Because I wouldn't have any concern over that, but after all these years, it's something that I've realized I need.
Yeah. So it's not that whether you will or not, because you will root for this team. It's
right.
Can this coach bring it to where you want to keep rooting for them? I get you. I think a lot of us feel you on that one right there. Adam, you will bring the final number one, the final gotta have it in our next head coach.
Yeah, number one for me is aggressiveness. I want a coach that is not just going forward on fourth downs and stuff like you talked about, Clinton, though important. I'm excited about that. I'm watching all these teams in the playoffs. I'm watching, the better defenses in this league, and they aren't reacting to people. They are making people react to them. And that's what I want on both sides of the ball. I want somebody that is bringing a culture of being the dominator, not the dominatee. And I am jonesing for that. I get that. And I think if you pair all that up with what everybody has brought to the table here, I think you have a team that is not only good, but dangerous.
Yeah. I love all these. Vote in the comments, listeners. Who's three you like best? If I'm voting, I have to say, I love Clinton and Brandon. I do shows with them every week during the season. Adam wins. I'm going with Adam because I love his top three. That's for me. That you guys decide why you like the other three better. I do agree we need all of their number ones. We got to be aggressive, right? We want a coach that gives us a team that we like cheering for. That keeps it fun, and we got to be prepared. If the coach isn't prepared, I think John should throw him out of the office right away. If he's just kind of trying to skirt through the interview, he doesn't got all the reasons why he's going to get us there. He just needs to go. So I love these. You guys got anything to add, or any way you want to fight back at each other as to why Adams wasn't the best?
Well, Adam, he took it down with that clear number one at the end, because watching playoff football, when you see aggression, toughness, physicality, that's what wins playoff football games.
Huzzah. I love it.
Yeah, I nailed it. I can't believe I won already. This is great.
And I think with that,
there's only one thing left to say.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.